News about the spread of the Ebola virus has faded from the headlines, but that's due in part to the monitoring of those who've been to the areas where the virus is still claiming dozens of lives. Only on Local 12 tonight, Sydney Benter shows us how Ohio has gone above and beyond to keep an eye out for symptoms.
Candace Johnson and Elizabeth Whalen, both with the National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health in Cincinnati, just recently returned from West Africa.
And we are doing training on how to prepare their hospitals for an Ebola case and how to put on the gloves and the gowns and the mask to protect themselves.
Helping to track the outbreak, the progress of the outbreak, which was moving across the country at that time.
Say you're like Beth and Candace and you just made it back to the States from West Africa. You jumped through a few hoops, you made it through immigration, and you're finally back home in Cincinnati. Well, now it's time to start checking in with the Cincinnati Health Department. You do that once a day via text and another time on FaceTime. People being monitored for Ebola have to check their temperature once a day with a health department employee like Patrick Burke.
We're visually verifying that the temperature is normal and the people are safe and symptom-free.
It's called direct active monitoring. Burke says the Cincinnati Health Department has monitored about 20 people this way since November.
The idea behind this whole system is that we have eyes on anybody who is at risk for Ebola.
CDC recommendations don't call for FaceTime check-ins, but Ohio health departments have taken the extra step anyway.
Doing it on FaceTime instead of having to go and see them in person every day is definitely a lot more convenient, and just sending the text at the end of the day is just an easy way to do it.
Sydney Benter, Local 12 News.
Well, the Department of Health provides loaner iPhones to people being monitored who don't have them. Burke says in Ohio, anyone who's been to Ebola-affected countries is monitored, no matter their level of exposure to the virus.